You're watching PEGRI TV, Rhode Island's public access channel.
Salam. My name is Sheikh Abu Hakim Abdullah, President Chairman of Al-Masjid Sharia Allah, AMSA, a non-profit religious organization operating in the state of Rhode Island, USA. I'll do that again. I messed up my name again. Excuse me for that. I had so much on my head I do that. But I'm going to talk to you a grandfather thing I ran into. I'm a great-grandfather, you know, but I'm a grandfather. And I got this little granddaughter that came out of the body of Yasmina Abdullah, my daughter. And my daughter seems to feel that she can be a Williams family person with the tennis court. So she's not in puberty, my little daughter, my granddaughter. She's only 7 years old, so I gotta go along with a lot of stuff she's doing. She's not in my care. She's in my care, I do something different for her, but she's not in my care. The only thing I got about her being a tennis player and being Abdullah is them short little dresses they be wearing. I don't agree with that. I seen some real down-to-earth garbage come off the tennis court behind what one of them sisters was wearing, the Williams sisters, was not wearing or was wearing underneath that little short dress they have on. And to her it was a style, and to them people out there in this new jungle they got going on out there, or this old jungle, it's style. It's the style now. They got undergarments that's like a string. It's something as big as my finger going down the back part of you, and all the rest of it showing. All that was designed to give the other person more of a buttocks. You see, more of a buttocks, because their buttocks go like that and went down like that. So that was designed to give them more of a buttocks. So now when you big, healthy back there, and you got one of them strings going up your back, that's very bad to look at. That's nasty. So that's the only thing I disagree with the tennis court deal for my granddaughter. If I was, I would put down some not none of these new tights they wearing, but some pants that like the gym. You ever see a gymnast? The gymnasts that be flying around the bars and what they wear, they have these look like they're not tight fitting, but they loose. It's a sweatsuit they wear with the little string come up their foot, and they put their foot in it, and they jump from thing. That's what I would put on her to play tennis. And then put that little tiny dress over top of that. That's my style of her being able to play tennis. I'm a strict Muslim. I turned strict Muslim after I did some things to myself that I disagree with, and I won't never do that again. I'll never put myself into that position again in life. But I did do this. I went out and I found 2 nice tennis rackets. My daughter's poor. She doesn't have the amount of tennis rackets that other kids have that go to these schools. So she's poor, but I got her 2 professional rackets, a short racket for practice and a big racket for games, and a case to go with it. The rackets cost a lot of money, you know. Rackets, not millions of dollars, but rackets cost from $40 up to $200-300. And when you get some special made rackets and you're making big money, you probably pay $1,000 for a racket. You know, so I got her these 2 rackets, and I couldn't get them in the box. I couldn't find a box for it, so I made a box. I made this little box. I went and did all this work making this little box. And I'm not supposed to do a whole lot of the work, you know, because of my sickness and stuff, but I get around, and the law keeps me going. I'm doing law. The law has given me more strength to do things that I'm doing that somebody my age and with my sickness are not doing. And I've been doing it, but not talking about me, I'm talking about the tennis rackets. And I found these 2 tennis rackets, and I mailed them to where my daughter's at. My daughter's outside near Washington, D.C. Everybody knows where my daughter's at, Washington, D.C. Her friends know where she's at. She writes to them. She comes here, Rhode Island sometime. And I mailed them to an address she used to live in. That's the catch. I mailed it to an address she used to live in. And when I mailed them there, I thought that was the right address. It was the wrong address, and when I called her and I told her about it, she called me. And I said, well, I mailed these tennis rackets out to you. I said, did you get them? She said, where'd you mail it at? I said, such and such and such and such, that number. I said, 5-something-7. She said, oh, no, you mailed them to the wrong place. I'm at 6E. I said, what? I said, you were where? She said, I'm at 6E, that way on the other side of town. Oh, I said, oh, my goodness. So I said, can you go to the house and ring the bell and see what? She says, okay, and I'll do it right now. So she made her, she was talking to me in the car, going home, and then she said, well, I'm going to go back there now. And I drive up there now. So she drove up to the house. She rang the bell, the car was in the driveway. She heard somebody in the house, so she knew somebody was in the house, but they wouldn't answer the bell. They wouldn't come to the door. So I turned around and asked her, said, did you put something up on the door? She said, I put my card on the door, my address, my phone number, and my fax number, and everything on the door. And she said, well, that's all I can do. I said, well, that's all you can do. So she left. That was about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago. So I called her the other night, and I left the wire on the message thing. She was away on the weekend. So she got it when she came back. She called me the other night. Now I made a hot program to send down there and put it on TV. So I'm apologizing to you, young lady or old lady or whoever you are, but young lady, I'm apologizing to what I might have thought. So please forgive me for that, and may Allah forgive me for my wrong statements that I made openly to myself. And I commend you on your thing, what you did. The woman turned around, called my daughter up 2 days later, or a day later, called my daughter up and told her that she had the tennis rackets. She'd like to bring them over to her. So he came over to my daughter's job, and gave her the rackets. Now, everybody's doing this and everybody's doing that, but nobody remembers to call me and tell me this. So I'm under the impression that she's keeping the rackets and whatnot. No one gets to see my daughter. But she came over and spoke to my daughter 2 or 3 times about the rackets and everything. And she came over and spent some time with my daughter, talking to my daughter. I guess my daughter made another friend. But this is going on television. I'm saying this on the television. I'm saying this openly, that the woman is, I think she did, my daughter says she's African-American woman. And that's all she described. She didn't describe it. She had daughters and children and whatnot. But please forgive me, and please accept this because I commend you on what you did. A lot of people wouldn't do that today. You got people that keep people's packages every day of the year off of UPS, the post office, Federal Express, FedEx, because these people got a habit of just leaving stuff on the doorstep. And also giving stuff to people and not having them sign their right name. And not showing them any IDs. They just drop it off to anybody that says they take it. And that's very bad. So I was going to blast them, and you too, I'm sorry. But I turned around, and I hope that you look at this program. I'm sending you a copy of the program, and I'm letting you see what I do. Matter of fact, you can look at this. You can look at my programs in your state, on TV, on the internet. I mean, on the internet, not the internet TV programs, but the internet that you got your computer. I got 78 programs on there. I put one on there. I put 2 on there about every month or 2 months. I put 2 or 3 programs, 6 programs on there. And I talk about different conditions that you would be able to see. I'm sending that to you as soon as I get these copied and put together for the TV program. I'm sending them to you. You probably see it. You probably see what I'm saying to you before it goes on television. It goes on television before over 1 million people look at that, have a chance to look at my station. And a lot of people do in Rhode Island and part of Connecticut and part of Massachusetts. They look at the program. So please forgive me, and I hope to see you. Let me hear from you. You got my address, where to write to, and whatnot. And please, I appreciate what you did, and I'm telling the world that you were very honest. You took care of business. You took care of business like 100%. And it makes me feel good that, hey, somebody's out there that's haven't bit the dust, haven't written, turned himself into the devil. You're showing that you're not going to you're not going to turn around and join the devil's crowd. And that's good. That's real good. I appreciate that. And if you have children, let them know that their mother is righteous by doing what the righteous thing. And a Muslim minister said that. And you can let them look at the program, they can hear it themselves. And this will be on the internet that goes into 198 countries, more than that. It goes all the way overseas, across the big ponds, and everywhere. So let your people know. I'm gonna send you a copy of this on a DVD, so you can keep it all your life, and you let your children see it, and you can show them that you've been on a Muslim program, and a Muslim minister, a Muslim imam, that has turned around and congratulated you in the name of Allah for your honesty and your intentions and your good sense that you have shared with the world. And I'm letting the world know that what you have done. And I'm not going to give you your address. I'm not going to tell what state it is, but you'll be able to know because the number is 5-something-something-7. And that's all I'm giving up. I'm not even going to give up. I say it's near Washington, D.C. And that's all. Now, some people got cussed at on TV, and they wind up getting almost over $1 million donations went to them, and all they've got is some kids cussing at them. People like you need to have some donations also, and myself included, because I'm trying to save lives, save soldiers' lives, save civilian lives, save Muslim lives, save non-Muslim lives, and all that. So take heed. I believe that you should be commended of what you did, and may Allah give you what you deserve. Now, the other part of this program, I say, is going to, I heard a brother speaking about women, and he went into a thing about the veil, and he made a statement that some scholars accept the garments tied around your wrists, tied around your neck, headpiece like that, and long skirts. Then he mentioned the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, that said that the law told him to tell his wives and the family of his wives and all that to speak from behind the veil. And that's what. So when he said that to the Wahhabis and the wives of the Wahhabis, and Aisha, may Allah honor her, and his other wives, they turned around in their little club that they have, reached down and grabbed their undergarments, and cut a piece of their undergarment off. Excuse me. Cut a piece, alhamdulillah, cut a piece of their undergarment off and put it to their face like this. And he said, they asked him, and he said, that's it. That's what the Quran is saying. Speak from behind a veil. And that's the way they dressed from that day on, with veils like that. Now, some people, like this brother was saying on the television, on my computer, that some schools of thought saying that's what he meant. That's not what he meant. This is another one of these things that gets me and bothers me quite a bit. The Hadith was not written when he went to paradise. It was written during his time on earth. It was right during his time on earth. Other parts of it was written after he went to paradise, but the parts where it says what he said did, it was completed in his time. And he knew, and the brothers knew what they were saying. And the brothers that was repeating his hadiths and sisters was the Wahhabis, the Wahhabis. hobbies. Oh man, they was repeating his work, his companions. Abu Bakr, Ali, Uthman, all these brothers, repeating them. And now, when he says something about something, and this is it, there's no getting around that. You can't just say you want to go ahead and say what you want to say, what you thought he was saying. There's no getting around that. We got righteous people that said this is what he said. And you got people 1,300 years later is going to turn around and say that's not what they was talking about, because I feel that this is what it was, and this is wrong. Islam came to us, came to the Muslims. That's us, I mean. Came to the Muslims at a time when it was just like it is today, when evil was on a rampage. People was running around the Kaaba without no clothes on, naked, buck naked, running around the Kaaba. It's wild, Mecca. It was like Dodge City to us United States people. It's like Dodge City, like Waco. You see, it was wild. Tombstone. You see, it was a wild spot. People was getting thrown out of windows. People was walking around the street in their drawers, peeing out in the open. All that kind of stuff was going on. People getting hung for stealing a horse. So it was wild. And the law came forth with Islam and put so much stipulations on us in order to get us to do what we're supposed to do. But he said he gave us free will. That's the mistake. That wasn't a mistake, but he had to give us free will, because we had to decide on what we wanted. We had to decide on whether we're going to be good or bad. We had to decide if we're going to drink or don't drink. So you had to have free will. And so that's what's killing us right now today, the free will. We decide on what we want to do, and what we want to do is live like the devil wanted us to do. He doesn't control us. We control ourselves. And we follow what he wants to follow him. Going to follow him because of our desires. This is why Allah turns around and says, when desires enter the hearts of the believer, so does Shaitan, the devil. Because that's what that means. The devil is entering the hearts of people, the believer. And their desires is what's killing them. They shall have only one desire, the desire to serve Allah, the desire to be obedient to Allah, the desire to not do anything other than what Allah wants them to do, the desire to be part of Allah's family, the desire to follow the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu and imitate his way of life, and follow his dress and everything else. You didn't see the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu walking down the street with tight pants on like he was in England, breeches like he was in England, with them slippers on and all that kind of stuff. You didn't see him in that. You seen him in clothes long on the desert, shirts, garments, kafayas. And this is the way he dressed, and this is the way we should dress. The same way. Dress the same way. So I'm talking to you about this now, And I hope you get this thing together. I hope you listen to what I'm trying to tell you, because we're losing it. We're losing it. And the way we're doing it, a group of people are going to pick up and they're going to come to us as Sufi. They're already doing that in New York, as Sufi. And they're going to be high or up and all that kind of stuff. And they're going to be dancing around as Sufi. You already got women imams. Yes. I know 2 or 3 women imams in the Sufi group. And they got a man to lead the prayer, but they got women imams. I guess they call imama. And they got women imams. And the Sufi, European, this is who it is, European women. This is what they done did. They done integrated us and went and become Sufi. Because Sufism is going like Yogiism and Hinduism, Buddhism, and all that kind of isms. Islam is a way of life. It's not some practice thing you can practice one day a week or you meet up on Sunday. It's 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. You must be a Muslim, and you must act like that. And you must dress like a Muslim, and you must smell like a Muslim. And you can't walk around here with your arm up on the non-believer, talking about, this is my friend and my buddy. And I wouldn't change him for nothing in the world. You can't make those kind of statements. I got people that's non-believers, that's Christians, that help me, that give me help sometimes. And I got people that doesn't have no faith whatsoever. They're agnostic. They're not pagans, but they're agnostics. And they know how I feel about all that. And I respect them for what they feel. I even respect certain things about a so-called terrorist. Why? Because even though it's wrong what they're doing that wrong. And they're following that wrong to the letter. They're bombing people, killing people. Today's the 19th, today's the 20th, today's the 19th. Or today's the 20th. And yesterday, the 19th, some brothers killed 40-something people. With another car bomb. And they believe in this stuff. These are lies what they believe in. This is the same lie that they went into Iraq with. Those are lies that the brothers was in there fighting. They wasn't fighting for the United States. They was fighting for one president, Bush. Wanted to get even for his father's attempt execution by Hussein. Hussein tried to have him killed. And it was a bundle job. And that's what the president did. He tried to turn around and get even for trying to kill his father. And he came into office. The first thing he came in there was, well, how do we start a war in Iraq? That's what it said. This is why Powell quit. Because it was a game. And he had Powell lying with him. And this Powell couldn't take that. His wife definitely couldn't take it. I guess his wife threatened to leave him, but he continued to mess with these people. But this is what's happening. We must do something with this. We must begin to do something with ourselves.